This is Astro Warrior here, reporting to you live somewhere from planet Earth. And it actually may be my car. Just came back from a workout at the gym and going to do a quick video for you guys. Well, it may be quick, it may not be quick, I don't know. I don't make the time. God does. But yeah, basically, guys, I want to talk to you about the Mars and Uranus ingress into Taurus, which is coming up within the next month or so. We've got Mars moving into Taurus within the next week, and we've got Uranus moving into Taurus on March the 6th. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and we'll also talk about whatever else we can that is astrological, and sort of get a lowdown on what is to be coming up within the next few weeks and even next couple of months. So yeah, we'll get into that now, and we'll start off with the Mars-Uranus ingress into Taurus. So for you guys who don't know what ingress is basically just the moving of one planet into another sign. Simple as that. Going from the last degree of the previous sign into the first degree of the new sign. So that's all it pretty much means. Don't have to look into it much else. So we got Mars moving into Taurus. Now, this is a very unstable placement to have for both the planet and the sign, Mars and Taurus. These two don't really work out well. Mars is actually quite detrimental in Taurus, and some say that it's even in its fall there. So not the best place to be. If you do have that natally, it's probably not the best place to have it. And when we have it in a transit, it's not really the best placement to have, but it's not all bad because you can utilize the Mars Taurus strength, which I'm about to tell you. We also have Uranus moving into Taurus on the 6th of March this year, and that will stay there for 7 years. We've seen Uranus move into Taurus last year for about 3 months or so in April. And then it moved out again back into Aries for about 3 degrees, moved back, I think it was about 27 degrees in Aries, and now since it's gone direct, it's starting to move back into where it will be for the next 7 years in Taurus. So, guys, having Mars in Taurus is basically like someone starting a fire at a restaurant. And what I mean by that is it's somebody who is really angry in a place of beauty or in a place of peace, so to speak. So when you have the fiery planet Mars, the planet of anger and force and direct energy, in the sign of Taurus, Venus ruled Taurus, a sign of beauty, love, peace, harmony, creativity, and sociability. This means that this is going to create a lot of tension and a lot of misplaced anger at a constant, steady level. So there's going to be a lot of... It's a great placement to have if you want to start up maybe like an exercise regime or a diet, or you want to maybe go for a bike ride or take a hike or something. That Mars energy will be perfect for something like that for Taurus. On the other hand, though, it can create a lot of problems, especially for people who are already quite relaxed and sort of very chill in their life. People who may have a lot of Taurus in their chart, or a lot of Venus ruled aspects in their chart, or just Venus is dominant in their chart. They might take a hit from this Martian energy. So instead of things being, you know, very cool, man, very chilled out, very peaceful, it will be the complete opposite. It'll actually be, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna go out and I'm going to, do what I have to do in order to get through the day, and in order to use the best of this fiery energy for my own purposes. Because Taurus can be quite selfish, and when you got Mars in there, it's allowing you to take on those selfish motives, those selfish desires. Now, it doesn't mean that you may be selfish forever. You may not be selfish all your life, but there is a chance that for the next 6 weeks, that selfishness is going to come out of everybody, and it's going to take a very forceful turn. So I think we're going to see a lot of sparks flying over the next 6 weeks. And if you do have Taurus in your chart, or if you do have any earth signs, even water signs, you'll be quite lucky, because it will affect you in a more respectable, in a more geez, I'm lost for words. In a more comfortable manner. The earth and the water energy collaborates really well. So if you have Mars in Taurus, and you have planets in Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces, then you will get a lot of harmonious aspects, and you'll be able to use that energy to the best of your ability. But if you have it in fire or air signs, predominantly Leo or Aquarius, you're going to see a lot of tension, a lot of misdirected anger, a lot of misplaced anger, and unnecessary bouts of aggression will come when Mars enters into Taurus. So that is what will happen for the next 6 weeks. We're going to see a lot of changes over the next couple of weeks. Astrologically, we've already seen Mercury move into Pisces. Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of everyday communications, the planet of siblings, the planet of school, so more like primary school, the planet of neighbors and stuff like that, will definitely be, I guess, a little bit thwarted in Pisces. Pisces doesn't like to communicate at the best of times. It doesn't like to communicate on an everyday level. It likes to communicate on a universal level. So we're going to see Mercury's communication vibration move out of this world and into the unconscious realms. So that's what we're going to see for the next, I think it's 6 weeks, because we will have a retrograde period right at the end of Pisces, and it will move back about 7-8 degrees, and then it will go forward again. So we also got that Venus is doing its thing in Capricorn for the next couple of weeks. We'll also see Jupiter still do its thing in Sagittarius. It will go retrograde in about 2 months or so, and we will see it go back for about 4 months. And when it gets closer to the time, I'll do a Jupiter and retrograde video as well. So yeah, guys, also Saturn as well, moving closer to the big one, the grand conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn, which will happen January the 12th next year. So guys, what I wanted to talk about today, or what the main reason why, the main ingress that is coming up, I should say, is Uranus moving into Taurus for the next 7 years on March the 6th. Now, what is Uranus and what is Taurus, and why is it so important? Why is this? What? I'm lost for words today, guys. Just I had a pretty bad sleep last night. I don't know why, but yeah. So when it does its run through its sign for the next 30 degrees, that will last for about 7 years, and we're going to see a lot of changes within that time. So it is very important and something that we should all sort of take into consideration for the next 7 years or so. So what is Uranus? Uranus is the planet of innovation, of revolution, of spontaneity, of originality, of I think I said rebellion. Oh, did I? No, I didn't. Rebellion, and also the planet of the collective. So the collective consciousness. Everyone working together, getting their fair share, and doing whatever they have to do in order to, I guess, survive as a species. So it also deals with brotherhood. It also deals with being anti-establishment. But at the same time, because Aquarius, I should say, is ruled by Saturn, it also has a conservative side to it too. But if it was just Uranus, it would be basically a plane just going wherever it wants, whenever it wants, and does whatever it wants. But it's basically the ultimate level of freedom. Uranus is basically the king of heavens, the god of the heavens. And when Uranus makes does its thing through each of the signs, we see a lot of new things happen in correlation with that sign. And one of the things that happened in the previous transits of Uranus into Aries was that we've seen the rise of the social justice warrior. We've seen the rise of the fierce individual. We've seen the rise of a purebred male figure as a leader. For example, Donald Trump. A lot of these leaders now are they're asserting their power. You got Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Theresa May, Benjamin Netanyahu. You got all these people sort of vying for power, and that is very, very correlative with the Uranus in Aries aspect, most definitely. So what will happen for the next 7 years is that all that energy, all that scattered, direct, basically starting small fires here, there, and everywhere, all that energy will either be building